I can never forget the day I found out my grandfather were dead. Because he was my everything. He was a part of my heart and my soul. And the day I know he was dead, a part of myself died. A part of myself died with him. Because he was worth to be called grandfather. He was so much more than anyone else in my so-called family. Anyway, I found out on a postcard. A postcard my father wrote to me, and it said, "Your grandfather is dead. The funeral is in," and then he mentioned the church and the time and nothing more. And I was like staring at the postcard like, because I couldn't believe what I read. I was reading it like 15 times, 20 times. Because it was so shocking. And how can you even tell somebody by a postcard? Who does that? My ex, who I still were together with that time, he looked at me and he said, "Are you okay?" And I didn't even respond to him because the question was so stupid. How could I be okay when I got to know this? And actually, before I got the postcard, he said, "Your grandfather is dead." Like it was a news in like a magazine or something. But actually it was my grandfather. A part of me, a part of me, like a part of my life, part of who I am. Because of him I wouldn't even be born, because he's, you know, a relative and my father's father. Hello. But he was like, "Hey, your grandfather is dead." Like it was nothing. So that was a shock too, that he could even react like nothing. Like it was nothing, because I guess it was nothing to him, because he didn't even know the guy. Anyway, I was sitting in the sofa and just was so quiet. I couldn't talk. I couldn't say anything. I were like too shocked to talk. And he was like so not understanding, because he went out. He didn't even spend time with me when this happened. So I was home alone, and it took like 3 hours, 4 hours or something. Then I just started to cry very heavily. I have never cried so much in my entire life. I was crying and crying and crying. I couldn't, and I called my ex up and said, "Where are you? Can you come home? I don't want to be alone in this." And actually, he didn't even get how sad I was. "I'll come later." And I was lay down in the bed. I couldn't stop crying. I cried for hours. And I cried so much that all of my tears who fell from my cheek, it burned on my cheeks because of all tears I felt. And my eyes were closed like this. I couldn't open my eyes. My eyes got swollen of all tears. This has never happened in my life, but actually it really killed me from inside. It really was so bad when I heard about this, and I still remember his voice. I still remember his way of treating me, his way of respecting me. I hope I will meet him someday in paradise when I don't live anymore myself, because he's truly here in my heart and will always be. If I could, I would tell him this. I hope I one day can say this to him again. But from now, I just want to share this because he really was one of the biggest and most amazing people in my family, because everybody else, I don't even know how I can be a part of them, but he was really special. I miss him so much.